Good morning, everyone. Good morning from Lisa at Craftin' and Cruisin'. I hope you guys are having a great Saturday. When you hop on, please say hi. And if you watch the replay, please hashtag replay to let me know that you came in and watched so I can properly welcome you. We are having a beautiful day here. My husband, Rodney, who's normally my sidekick and reads comments, rented some kind of a backhoe or something, and he's out there moving some dirt around that he dumped here literally years ago. Not years ago. No, I shouldn't say that. Months ago. So he finally rented a vehicle to try to spread it around the yard some. So today we're with the Crafty Bunch small business event. Hey, Cheryl. And Angie is giving us the wonderful opportunity to get on here and talk about our small business and kind of talk about how we got started and what our business is about and show you some examples. So before we start doing a craft, which I'm just going to tell you up front, we're not going to get finished on live, but I will finish it and post it later. You can tell I've been prepping. I was going to go wash my hands, and I thought, why should I wash my hands? They're going to see dirty stuff anyway. So, I am a very eclectic crafter. Sometimes my husband, hey Veronica, crafts with me or for me. Thank you for sprinkling. We are going to try to do some crafts together. His is more different, unique, out there. Mine is just eclectic. My house is eclectic. I'm going to do a walkthrough next week on my page and show everybody my Christmas, but you know, I like farmhouse, I like rustic, I like elegant, I like silly. So let me just show you a few things real quick of what we've done. This was a frame I've had in my basement for a long time. And all I did was go in, hey Brenda, and distress it some. And then I got a piece of cardboard, covered it with some lace. And this can be used as a jewelry holder. So you could stick some real decorative push pins in here and use this as a jewelry holder. I absolutely love that. I've got one similar in my bedroom. This was a Dollar General painting that I looked and looked and looked for last year and finally found it. It was $15. And what we did on the live recently was go in and just give him a fuzzy, hey Barbara, hey Lisa LaBelle, give him a fuzzy hair and beard and mustache. We added some little balls here where the holly was. We used diamond dust. And then we used totally dazzled rhinestones from the rhinestone kit around here. So that's another fun makeover project. Then I've done just some stuff throughout the year. This is a tray that I made and resined. So I used a decoupage paper. I bought this tray just like this. I got the handles at Hobby Lobby, resined it so it's food safe. So I love that one. Speaking of trays, here's another one that I picked up at the Goodwill, I think. And I did the same thing with it. I just put some decoupage on it, and then I did blue and white stripe to kind of match the paper, and then put the wooden beads around it and some thicker jute around it. One more tray and we'll move on. This was a silver tray that I got at Goodwill. Again, I decoupaged it and then I put resin on it. I love to do resin. I had done some bottles. This was done with wadded up tissue paper. And then I made it look like leather, put it on. Just very basic, very simple. I think this would look good in a man cave. This was another bottle that I made look rusty. I decoupaged all the way around. Rodney found this gas can thing somewhere and I added it. And then just put some keys and some baubles on here. These are some Christmas coasters I made with some old tiles we had around here. You can see I hadn't finished the back yet. But again, I decoupaged and then I put bling around the edge. They're all different. I got these boots at Goodwill and they were just brown, and I came in and decoupaged, Used some bling on it, added some leather and a little turquoise bead at the top. Those would be cute as planters. This is a wooden angel I made from a table leg. And then I used these vintage clothespins, and just added a little lace and a little bling to her. Excuse me. This was from Goodwill. It was metal, all gold. And I went in and decoupaged it, added a Totally Dazzled crown and some Totally Dazzled rhinestones. And then I've got a red battery-powered candle. This was an old book that I got for free at McKay, and I decoupaged the outside. I used some wooden pieces I got from Amazon and distressed them, and then I decoupaged the inside, put some stickles around there, and then added a piece of green ribbon in it. All the stuff is going to be for sale when we have our auction in a couple of weeks. Here's another bottle that's not Christmassy. It was just a Jim Beam bottle, decorative collective bottle, and I remade it. Here's a little zipper bag I made recently on the live and used to transfer on both sides from Temu, and then used some just bling around the edges. I'm thinking I'm going to go back and stencil something black in the background. I'm not sure. I started this last year at the Sparkle Retreat and got the black and white done in the basic red. I finished this on a live recently, added some transfers, and then did some decoupage on the back with some stickles and some little fur. Two more things. Here's another tray I did. Again, the tray came from Goodwill. Decoupaged it, resined it, and then did kind of a pink and white check around the edge and added some bling. And then this I did a long time ago. This is just a napkin holder. You know, the napkins go down inside it. And I just black and white checked it all around. So you got a good idea now of the kind of style that I have. I'm just kind of all over the place. So today, what I was gonna do, and y'all, I'll go back and read your comments. Since I don't have anybody here to read my comments, I have to kind of do it on my own. Today what we're gonna do is we're gonna make over, this was from the Dollar Tree, and it was all gold glitter, front and back. Sorry, y'all, my mouth's dry. So my husband took it down to his sander and was able to sand it off. You can see on this side, I'm going to do black and white check. His antlers are going to be the gold leaf, the liquid gold leaf on both sides. He is going to have a little stand that fits up in here on both sides to hold him up. And then he's going to be set in this base. So let me tell you what I've already done to the base, and then we'll start working on the deer while the base dries. I base coated everything with a white chalk paint first. It is Waverly in plaster, okay? I had to give this a couple of coats because when Rodney took all the glitter off, it was kind of dark, so I had to give it a couple of coats. I'm going to decoupage this side with some pieces of decoupage paper I'll show you in a minute. Then black and white check. I'm going to give him a red nose on both sides, but I'm not going to give him an eye or anything. And then I also took this piece of wood that Rodney got for me. It's a piece of cedar, and cut a hole in. And I painted it white first, dried it real well. Then I went over it with Deco Art Americana Antique Gold, because we're going to crackle it. And I want the gold to be the crackle color that shows through. I don't know who we're praying for, probably Veronica, but Yes, we all need to pray for anyone who needs prayers, and especially Veronica. So then, after I dried the gold, I went in with this Folk Art Crackle Medium. This is a one-step. I usually use the Pent Art, which is Fine Crackle Medium, which is a two-step. So you put step 1 on, you dry it, and then you put step 2 on, you dry it, and then you put your top coat. Of course, you've already painted your base coat, what you want it to be, coming through the crackle, okay? So let me tilt you down. Right now, I'm just trying to get this good and dry. I put a pretty thick coat on it, so we may have to go on to our decoupage, and then we can come back and finish this. You cannot see the crackle on the Folk Art Crackle Medium until you put your top coat on, whatever color, which in our case is going to be black. Then you should be able to see the crackle because the gold should crackle through it. So in a perfect world, if everything goes as planned, that's what's going to happen. Now, you know, there's always that outside chance that something is not going to work on this kind of wood or whatever, but we hope it will. Okay, so let me set this to the side. I want to thank Angie for putting this event on. I think it's so sweet of her to give us crafters, like she's one, an opportunity to get on here and share more about our businesses. This was the piece of paper, and it's very large, as y'all can tell. It has several pieces all together. And it's not rice paper, it's like tissue paper. I'm pretty sure I got it from Zazzle. Not positive, I may have gotten it on Etsy, but I'm pretty sure I got it from Zazzle. I'm going to use my decoupage medium of choice, which is Deb's Design Diary DIY Liquid Patina. I get this from Vintage Retail Therapy, who is Mara, and I would encourage you all to use this if you're putting on rice paper or napkins, because it's much thinner than Mod Podge, and I think it holds better. So I've already torn out some pieces. Now, we're going to have to do some sanding, and that's fine. I want to get this on here just like I had the most of it earlier, because you could basically see everything but maybe the bottom part of these hooves. Can y'all see that? See? So what I'm going to do, since I know where I want it placed, is I'm going to hold this down, and I'm going to take some of the Deb's DIY Design Diary Liquid Patina, and I'm just going to do a little bit at a time. And when I was tearing the edge, I tore his leg a little bit, so I'm hoping this is going to hold it down. Now, you don't want to get a ton of extra because it'll take it a while to dry. And it's okay if it goes over where this is going to be, because eventually I'll put a top coat on it as well. Now, it's going to cut off a little bit of his back, but not too much. So let's go on and do this side. So I wish you guys would tell me in the comments what you're doing this Saturday. Is the weather pretty where you are? Is it yucky where you are? It is really pretty here. It's a little cool, but that's okay. I love winter, and I'm ready for it to be like not just cool but snow. And I know those of you all that have snow a lot don't love it, so you'll probably hate me for saying that, but I love snow. And we don't get very much snow, so when we can get it, I'm like a kid in a candy shop, no lie. Ask my husband, ask my children, like, Mom, why are you getting so excited? And I said, I love it. I just love it. Okay, so let me make sure that it's down real well here before we start sanding. Now, y'all, one of the best sanders you can use, especially in small places, is an emery board. But do yourself a favor if you're going to use one and get a decent one. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten them from Dollar Tree, and they don't hardly hold up at all. They're so flimsy. And then I have to use another one, and another one, and another one. It's not worth it. So invest in an emery board that is a good emery board, so that when you want to get down in small places like right here, it's easy to reach. Now I'm going to go on and add a little coat on top just to make sure that it's got that extra holding. And I'm going to tear some of this at the top off. Well, maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm not, because I forgot I was decoupaging this side, and on the other side I'm actually using, I took the black and white checks up all the way to his head and his ears. Now I want his antlers to be gray, black. Not black, Lisa, gold. So I did not put the decoupage there. So let's give this a quick dry. It's sunny and 45 degrees. Barbara's in Kentucky. Okay, that's not too bad. Not too bad. Let's see. People praying for Veronica. I'm so grateful for you. Judy Stocker is needing prayer, I see. Hey, Gail, thank you for sprinkling. Y'all, I think I'm getting a cold. I have yucky stuff in my head, and I've been coughing a lot at night. I've never had the C word, the pandemic word, and I don't intend to start now. So I hope that's not it. I don't know if y'all have heard this or not. I'd be interested in knowing how many of you all have heard this. I have O positive blood, and I have heard more than one person say that if you have O positive blood, you're less likely to get the pandemic illness. Have y'all heard that? Throw me some hearts if you've heard that, because I don't know if it's true or not. Hey Terry, how are you, sister? Okay, if I push y'all back, I might be able to let you see, and I can still see you too. I don't like not being able to see who's on here and what y'all are saying. Let's see. Gray and rainy in South Texas. Hey Sherry, sister. Okay, let me get, if I have a decent, do as I say, not as I do, because I don't think I have a decent emery board. Get some of this junk out of my way. Y'all spent all day in here yesterday trying to get this place cleaned up. It was a hot mess. Yeah, here's one. Okay, first I'm going to take my little gator sander, and if you don't have one of these, do yourself a favor and get yourself one for Christmas. I got mine, I think at Lowe's, if not Lowe's, Home Depot, but I'm told that Walmart has them too. I have a bigger size, and then I have this smaller size. And the cool thing is, the little sand pieces just peel right off, and you put a new one on. It's really cool. And I know this sounds probably driving you crazy, because it drives me crazy when people do that. Okay, let me cut a little bit into... Now, I thought about using the burn method on here, but I'm not sure. This wood is so thin on this deer. Now, I'm just not sure the burn method is a good idea. And since Rodney's not here reading comments, I decided I really didn't want to have to call the fire department in the middle of my time. Hey, Nicole, do you have that blood type too? Nicole, have you ever had it? Have you had the vid? Y'all make sure you're following Nicole at Nicole's Recycled Treasures. She's a wonderful, wonderful crafter and a sweet friend. Love her. We actually went junking together one time when I was in Ohio. Nope, you haven't? Okay, there you go. This hasn't stuck down very well, so let me... So all that to say, I'm claiming that I don't have it now either. that it's just like a winter cold or something. I've already had my flu shot, so I know it's not the flu. Well, no, I don't know it's not the flu because the flu shot doesn't cover everything. But I don't have aches. I just have congestion. All right, it's got a few little wrinkles I'm going to spread out in just a minute. Let's get this other side. And like I said, we won't get this finished while I'm on live. But I will finish it today, and I will post a picture. And all of this stuff that I showed you today will be going in the auction. I think I'm having in a couple of weeks. Y'all, it's my first time to have an auction. And I'm a little bit nervous about it. So I'll be posting a post on my page, and I'll be posting in the Telegram of when the auction's going to be. If you're not following Crafting and Cruising, I hope you'll go to our page and hit the follow button and turn on your notifications. Also, you can join our Telegram, which is pinned to the top of my page. And that's really always the best way to find out when crafters are going live. Not every crafter has Telegram, but I think by now most of them do. And it's just, it makes it so much easier for us just to send out a telegram to let everybody know we're going live. I've also started a public page for my people that are on my group, in my group that are followers, so that you guys can get on and post your creations. It's actually a group. It's not a page. And it's called Craft and Crew, C-R-E-W. And you just have to answer a few questions to join it. It's not anything complicated. It's just something that I think is a smart thing to do to make sure that we're kind of weeding out those who are maybe really don't have the best intentions, if you get my drift. So sometimes you have to be careful about who you let on there. But I don't think anybody that's watching this page is somebody that would do anything crazy like that, so I would let you on for sure. And then I have another page that I'm just going to do auctions and buy it now on. And it is a page, and it's public. You can go in and see it right now. It's Crafting and Cruising, B-I-N, for buy it now /auction. Okay. So see, we got a little deer on the back of him. And he's so cute. Now, I just tore out other pieces of paper from this same stencil that I thought would be cool on here. Here is another deer that I think is adorable. And I think I'm going to put him right there. Maybe not. Maybe not. Let's look at just some writing. Now, I always tear the edges because I think it blends better when you put it on your project. Some people go on and cut, and that's fine. You do you. But I like to blend the edges in. So that's what we're going to do right here. We're going to add a piece right here. And then if I still have too much area that looks stark white, which if you know me at all, you know I don't like it if it's stark white, at least not for most things. Then I'll go back and use my antique wax, my bare antique wax, like that little spot right there. Which I could take care of that and just move it over a little bit. That'd probably be better. But I like to use the bare antique wax and then rub it back off. It gives it just enough of an aged look, which I love. Okay. So let me see if I can just tear this little piece. And then we might be able to use it right up here on his tail. Hey, Gail. I wish I could see y'all's comments. It drives me crazy when I can't, but I can't do it while I'm working. And Ronnie's not here to help me. Okay. So I'm just going to stick little pieces down here, there, and yon. They're not, this writing is probably in French. So I can't read it, even though I took 2 years of French. I can't read it, so I'm not worried about that. I'm just trying to piece it together to get it covered in something that remotely matches. And since they're all from this same sheet, I don't feel like that's a problem. This might work right down here. So let's tear this part off. So it's just kind of like a puzzle, y'all. You just go through and, you know, see what you like. And I had also pulled out some rub-on transfers that I thought about using. But then I decided, I think I like the decoupage better. You know, sometimes you just have to try stuff. Lay it down, look at it, and see if you like it. It's a woman's prerogative to change her mind, right, y'all? So if we want to change our mind about what we're doing, we can. And nobody can tell us we can't. So, who's done with their Christmas shopping? First of all, how many of you all did Black Friday yesterday? I really want to know who got in that busyness, because I sure didn't. No way, no how. Now, I will say I did some Black Friday shopping on Amazon, which I absolutely love doing. Y'all, I grew up in the day where we didn't have all these luxuries. We didn't have online shopping and Amazon and all that. You know, you had to do it the old-fashioned way. I remember my mother would give us the Sears catalog. Y'all remember the Sears catalog? She'd give us the Sears catalog and say, go through and mark what you want. Boy, we couldn't wait for that Sears catalog to come out. We would mark it. We'd put our initials on it. We'd dog-ear the pages. It was hilarious. But it was good for my mom because that was kind of like her online shopping. She could just go back then and, you know, order what we wanted. So it really kind of worked out well. I guess that was back in the day, online shopping. So that, for them, that wasn't too bad. But I did do some online Amazon shopping yesterday. Not a lot, but I did some. Got a few things knocked out. Okay, so I'm not even going to worry about trimming it up right now. I'm just trying to get some of this on so you guys can see. I'd love to get this one side done. And I like this little red back here. I think it gives it a little pop. So let's see about putting this red right here on this legs. So I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. I know some people didn't. Some people were alone, and that makes me so very sad to think that anybody would be alone on Thanksgiving. I don't understand that. It's different if you don't have anybody, but if you have somebody and they just don't include you, that I don't have a lot of patience for that, y'all. It's totally wrong. So, that being said, we had a really nice time at Rodney's family's house. We went to his sister's house. She lives about an hour and a half away. So we went to her house, and not everybody in the family was there. It was our first Thanksgiving without our nephew Matthew, who, if you all follow my page, you know, passed away very unexpectedly this summer, or this, yeah, it was summer. Left behind a wife and 2 small children, and with the heart condition he didn't even know he had. So it was hard. That was hard. His mom and dad were there. His sister was there. But we all thought about him all day and missed him being there. Missed him terribly. We know he's having a ball where he is. So, of course, I was going to say we wouldn't want him to come back. Selfishly, we would like to have him back. But, you know, we have to trust God's timing and God's plan. And Matthew was a great guy. He did mission work in Haiti, and just died way too young. So that was kind of a downer, but we tried to make the best of it and just enjoyed being with each other. The children all had fun playing outside because it was a beautiful day. And so they all got to play outside, and that was fun. Okay, let's see. We got 15 minutes. So I think up here, I'm going to tilt y'all down a little bit more. I've got this little thing that says Merry Christmas that was on some rice paper. Thinking about putting that right up here at his head. No, I don't want it there. Let me see. Let me tear a little bit more of this off. This is where you just have to start playing. That won't quite fit there. It'll be cut off. I guess I could put it right there. Let's put it right here on top of this paper. So tonight, you guys, we are going to celebrate my birthday, which was October 15th. You heard me right. October 15th. But it's just hard trying to get everybody together. And especially when one of my daughters lives out of town, and they won't be here for the birthday. But my other daughter said one time not long ago, "Mom, are we ever going to celebrate your birthday?" And I've been several years and not had like a big birthday celebration for one reason or the other, mostly just because it was so hard to get everybody together. When my mother was alive, my mother always made a big deal over birthdays, and she wanted to do it at a time where we could all get together and, you know, just have some family time. But as our family has gotten bigger and bigger, kids have gotten older and gone off and started their own families, it's very hard to get all of us together. So rarely are we all together anymore as a big group. My two sisters, my one sister's 4 children, and their significant others. So we just have to kind of make the best of what we have. Okay, here we go. So here's what we have. Now, it obviously needs sanding, okay? But I think it's going to be cute on that one side to have the decoupage. And that the reason I do that, you guys, is my sander. I'm sure y'all are looking right at it and thinking, is she blind? Yes, she is. It's in my lap. One of the reasons I'm going to do it that way, but this is true of me with all my crafts, I like to finish it all the way around. So if I have a piece sitting out, whether it's at my house or somebody's purchased it and it's at their house, I don't want people that may see the back side of it to think, oh, you know, you can tell this is homemade because she didn't finish it on the back side. So I always finish my projects on the back. I usually paint the underside or whatever needs to be done to the underside. That's just who I am. So that's why I said I'm doing something different on both sides of this. And I painted my stem all the way around. Now we need, since black and white check is something most of y'all have seen me do and you've seen other crafters do, I think rather than spending the rest of our time doing the black and white check, I would rather put the black paint on the base and see if the crackle worked and show y'all that, because y'all know I love, like I said, I'm eclectic. I like all kinds of stuff, but I really love antique looking stuff. Old, like something you go in an old barn or an old smokehouse or something, you know, and you would find just the coolest stuff that you know has a history behind it and you wish you could hear the stories behind it. You know, if all the furniture that we all had from places like that could talk, can you imagine the stories that the furniture would tell? I have a friend that lives not far from me, and her aunt, one of her aunts passed away years ago. And out in her barn, she had just a bunch of old stuff that she wasn't using anymore, but for some reason didn't want to get rid of. And so Debbie asked me if I wanted to go there with her and look through there and see if there was anything I wanted. So we went. Of course, I didn't want to take anything until she looked, because it was her aunt. So after she got through looking, she says, "Is there anything you want?" Well, there was this lamp sitting over in the corner, and the tall part of it was a kind of a silver metal. Oops, this is coming back off. Was a silver metal. And it had two little, like halfway down, it had two little flowers, red flowers or something on it. It didn't have a lampshade on it. And I thought that would be so cute fixed up. Now this was long before I started crafting, y'all. And so I brought it home. This piece is not cooperating. Hold, please. Still gonna have to have another little piece right there. So I brought it home and cleaned it up and gave it a fresh coat of paint and got a lampshade to go on it. And it's been in my den ever since then. And that's probably been a good 20 years maybe. And even, y'all, I am making the biggest mess. That's what happens when I try to talk. Crazy. Anyway, I think, well, no, I was going to say, I think it's the only thing still original of my furniture in there. I still have a stained glass lamp that I bought on QVC, y'all. It's not real stained glass. And I was just looking at it the other day, and I thought, you know what, I got to get rid of that thing. It's old, and, you know, when I ordered it, it was really in style, but it's not in style anymore, and I just need to get rid of it, give it to Goodwill or something, you know. Of course, none of my children want it, so why should I hang on to it for them or my grandkids? But I loved it back when I bought it. And that same friend, Debbie, and I used to get on QVC, and we'd watch all the QVC things and order like crazy stuff we didn't need. Okay, so I still got a little sanding to do on this, but this is the decoupage side, okay? And remember, we'll do the antlers in gold. Now, let's get this up here. Like I told you, I've already put the crackle on it. I put probably too thick a coat, but I think it's dry up here. I felt when I picked it up, it's not totally dry on the sides yet. But let's see if what I hope happens is going to happen, or if it's going to be a fail. All right, I'll lower you down. And we are going to use Deco Art Americana Lamp Black. That's my black of choice, okay? So let me get a dry brush. I think it's always better to put it on with the dry brush than one that's already been used and it's kind of damp. And we'll just see if it crackles. May have to hit the dryer to it again to make it crackle, to get all this dried. If it doesn't, what's the worst that can happen? I can go back and check it, do some black and white checks. I can decoupage some more of that paper over it. So far, I'm not seeing crackle. So maybe this was good that y'all see a fail. Because y'all know, people think, oh, these crafters that get on here, everything they do is right and perfect. No way, Jose. Lots of fail, lots of do-overs, and oh, I do see it crackling. Okay, so can y'all see that? I'm gonna dry it real quick. Now the Pent Art Fine Line Crackle is really my favorite, and you get, I think, a little bit better crackle. But this is not bad. Can y'all see? See, it's crackling. Push it back a little bit. Yep. It's working. Yay. And when I put a clear coat on this, that'll really bring everything. It'll make it look so much better. Now, you don't have to put a clear coat on, especially if you like the antique look. Sometimes on things that I want looking antique, I don't put a clear coat. But most of the time I do. Number one, I want to seal it. And number two, I just think it looks better. I know on the decoupage side I'll put one because that will protect the decoupage, and it also brings out all of the color in the decoupage paper. So that's something to keep in mind too. And a lot of times I just use this same Deb's DIY Design Diary Liquid Patina as my top coat. My favorite top coat, if it's something that you can brush on. Now remember, sometimes if you print your own rice paper, you have to be real careful with it, because if you brush a sealer on it, it may smear the ink. So you have to be really, really careful with that. But a lot of times I use a mixture of Triple Thick and Duraclear. And I just put it in a bottle like this. And the way I remember the amounts is 3 parts Triple Thick, 1 part Duraclear. Triple is 3, so it's very easy to remember. Okay? So again, I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much to Angie and Chris with the Crafty Bunch for putting this event on and letting us small crafters, ooh, I got that too close and now it's bubbling. Let us small crafters be able to share who we are and what we do. Don't hold your heat tool too close like I did because it made bubbles. I hope you'll join the Crafty Bunch if you're not already, because there's some great crafters that come on here regularly and share their crafts. You can also get on here and find out when some people are going to have an auction or a buy it now sale. So I'll make sure that I share that. I think we can share those on Fridays. So I'll make sure that I share that when I get ready to have my auction coming up soon. I don't know if you saw that or not, but my fingernail just scraped across that and it took the paint off. So, another reason to make sure you seal it. Junk to Joyful. Lisa with Junk to Joyful is up next. So, y'all make sure that you refresh the page if you're on the Crafty Bunch. All you have to do is refresh the page and it'll bring up the next crafter. If you're on, like, my page, then you may want to go to the Crafty Bunch page so that you can watch Lisa with Junk to Joyful, and then there'll be crafters, I think, all day long, so it's going to be a fun, fun day. So, again, our page is Crafting and Cruising. We would love to have you join our page through Telegram, or just go follow our page and turn notifications on. And y'all, if you have turned notifications on before on my page or any other crafter's page, make sure you go back and check to make sure that your notifications are still on, because apparently Mr. FB sometimes decides to turn those off. So you need to go in and make sure your notifications are turned on. There's a few more things for y'all. That was really good. Sorry. I was going to say there's a few more things behind me that I have crafted for Christmas. Right there. There's a little angel and a tree made out of dollhouse shingles. Yes. Okay. All right, you guys. It's been so much fun. I love each and every one of you. I appreciate you. Go watch Lisa with Junk to Joyful, and I'll see you next time.